The Opportunity Challenge is a joint grant-making initiative between the West Mariam Asseffa Fund and the Tarsadia Foundation with the goal of empowering immigrant and refugee communities to thrive. Over 400 organizations applied to the Opportunity Challenge. We selected 12 incredible organizations to be grantee partners. 3 of those organizations were convened to discuss their work to create equitable and inclusive career pathways for immigrants and refugees, helping to reduce the opportunity gap and ensuring all can access quality jobs. Featuring Code the Dream, Encuentro, and Centerville Immigration Forum. We spoke to leaders from these organizations and asked them about their efforts to build more inclusive career pathways. Why is the work you're doing so important?
Code the Dream uses a unique win-win model to help people looking to make a better life for themselves and their families. We start by offering free intensive training in computer programming, and then we bring people into our paid apprenticeship program, Code the Dream Labs. Most people, when they come to Code the Dream, are struggling to get by, but with the real-world experience they get in Code the Dream Labs, over 80% go on to a career in tech.
So Encuentro's mission is centered around using adult education as a tool for social and economic justice. And our home health aid program has been our first venture into a specific industry where we're taking the adult education pathway, tying it to a particular industry and exploring how self-employment can be an option for individuals who may lack work authorization.
The first and largest program of Centerville Immigration Forum has been our labor center. And what we've seen recently is an increasing number of women and families. So we are expanding to be responsive to their needs through the Women's Empowerment Project. And we'll be taking a holistic look at it. So in addition to work and skills training, we expect to hear from the women about childcare, healthcare and well-being, trauma recovery and healing, and perhaps other services that they're in need of.
What has been an unexpected learning from 2020?
We really got a chance to validate the idea of, can we create an effective learning community when we're not all in the same office? And so we have people as far away as California working on projects with people right here in North Carolina. And they really are starting to feel like a team, despite our various locations.
For us, the need to shift also to distance learning has opened the door for Encuentro to take steps to reduce the digital divide for our local immigrant community. Not only are we trying to address the obvious needs of access to devices and internet, but more so we're really delving into understanding issues around digital literacy among low-income immigrant adult learners.
What we've seen in this moment where we're facing these challenges is people coming together in new ways. We've strengthened partnerships, and we also have been participating in mutual aid and working with new partners, both individuals and organizations.
How is Code the Dream building more inclusive and equitable training programs?
5 years ago, I was a Code the Dream student. And one of the first things that struck me was that I was not the only female. I was not the only immigrant. I was not the only person of color. And so immediately I felt like I was comfortable to make mistakes, to ask questions, and all those things really foster a deeper understanding in any learning environment, but especially so in Code the Dream.
How is Encuentro's home health aid program helping to build a pathway to quality jobs?
The home health aid program has evolved over time. We approached it from an educational lens with training around skills, but we quickly evolved that program into the opportunities around self-employment. And self-employment creates great opportunities for folks to engage in conversations with their client that they're working with in terms of how to, setting a wage, negotiating a contract with them, really having a lot more control entering that environment than they would if they worked for an agency.
How does Centerville Immigration Forum make labor centers more inclusive for all workers?
As we work to make our programs and services more accessible to women and to families, we're looking to hear from the community. What kind of work are they interested in seeking? They'll also be involved in the same process that we went through at the beginning of the Labor Center and continue to revisit in terms of establishing rates of pay, code of conduct, the hiring process. And we look forward to hearing from them about other needs that they may have.
How do you see the Opportunity Challenge grant helping you drive more impact in your community?
Since 2018, Code the Dream has actually tripled in size, but during that same time, we've only had the resources to accept 10% of applicants. With this support from the Opportunity Challenge, we hope to start to change that, to really scale up a proven model on a national scale.
Our success is built on the collaborations that we've created, and that's been very strategic on our part in terms of collaborating with institutions in our community that have visibility. So I think that with the Opportunity Challenge, this is a chance for us to raise that visibility to a much higher notch on a national level.
We have been wanting to start the Women's Empowerment Project for some time, and so this is going to really give us the momentum that we need. As we move forward, especially as we celebrate our 10th anniversary this year, we look forward to expanding employment opportunities and opportunities for work at higher pay rates that come through skills training and education like the programs and services we offer.